On this week's episode, if you're expecting a baby, listen up. Positive baby names are on the trend right now, and we've got the reason why. Also, whatever you do, don't eat the snow. We'll explain coming up. And you had me at pizza, well, maybe the $500 too. How one company is paying you to eat pizza. Yes, please.
All right, thanks for joining another episode of Anchors Away. I am Robert Burns, along with Sarah Threadgill this week, former TV news anchors, giving you some news to get you through the weekend, some fun stories. Subscribe for free anywhere you listen to podcasts. We asked you last week to leave us a rating, leave us a review, share it, do whatever the hell you got to do to help get the word out. This week, I'm going to say the same. And I'm also going to say hi, Sarah, who is not home this week, which is why she may, sound a little over the phone-ish.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to come visit my parents. They live about an hour away here in the Waco area of Texas, which you're familiar with, Robert.
I am very familiar with it. Spent 2 years as the main evening anchor for the Fox station over there. I would imagine that while the station is still going, the quality has dipped a little bit since I left.
So you believe. Honestly, I haven't checked in with it. Usually I'm one of those former TV people that likes to go to a different city and then turn on the news and watch and or critique everybody else in the business. I haven't really done that yet on this visit. So maybe I should check in the 9-10 o'clock news tonight and see how they're doing.
Have you gotten any food while you're in Waco? Because you're in Central Texas, meaning they try and stuff you until your cheeks overflow.
Honestly, because of the pandemic, we do a lot more at home. So when I come visit my parents, I try to load up on some groceries and do it here. But it's so easy to go through like Chewy's and order and pick it up and, me and Tex-Mex. So I'm sure at some point on this trip, I will eat Tex-Mex from a Mexican restaurant somewhere.
I would imagine Tex-Mex is going to be your first priority since you're there, because that particular area isn't necessarily known for their pizza, which leads us right into our first story of the week, which is a company out there has a job opening that is paying you $500 so you can watch Netflix and eat pizza all day. What say you, Sarah Threadgill? I know you are a Netflix watcher. You did the chess show. What the hell was it called? The Queen's Gambit? You watched all of that. You could have gotten paid for it to eat and binge.
Yeah, that and Bridgerton. And Netflix has got some good stuff on right now. But I love pizza. I love it. But I don't think I could binge on it all day. So this is a tricky one. Pay me the $500. I'll snack on some pizza, but I don't think I could eat it all day.
So here are the details on this particular job description. Earlier in the week, there was a casino review company. It's called Bonus Finder. They are launching a competition to find what they are calling the professional binge watcher that's going to be on their staff. Now, they've run some previous competitions before. So they've run something where they ask people to test cheeseburgers, ice cream, candy, pumpkin pie, you name it. Now they're on the hunt to find the perfect candidate that they can to do some binge watching of Netflix specifically. I couldn't say that word. And try and pay for specifically. And also pay for your pizza, because Netflix and chill also includes some pepperoni in there. So the winner gets $500, and they get to watch and review 3 television series on Netflix, and they have to test and rank different takeout pizzas. I know you couldn't do it. Could the husband do it?
I could do. Well, now that you explained it, yes. Sign me up. Someone just has to babysit the kids for the day.
Well, you're getting $500. Maybe you give them an IOU on it. Here's $20 to watch the kids. And
there you go.
Let me inherit the other $500. But I think this is fantastic for someone who has nothing else to do. All you have to do is literally sit there. They give you a complimentary Netflix account and the budget for pizza and movie snacks. You can't beat that
Yeah.
job. $500. People do this for
No.
free and pay 17 for Netflix accounts.
Yeah. No. There's a few people I know in particular that I might have to forward this to.
So there are a couple of rules on this as well. One of the shows, and this actually, it's not like you're watching crappy shows either. They're giving you the options, popular shows, The Queen's Gambit, Bridgerton, Cobra Kai. Those are things I was going to probably watch anyway, and a lot of people probably already have. And all you got to do is you rank the shows, you get some takeout pizza, you have to review them and rank them on, appearance, color, texture, taste, topping quality, all types of stuff. Mainly probably so they can sell that information as a study and then later on, but you're getting paid for it. So who cares? I think that for someone who during the pandemic has nothing to do, probably still isn't working, that's who's going to get this job, and they're going to love every minute of it.
Here's my question. Can you add professional binge watcher to your resume after this?
I would imagine so. Or a skill, something along the like. That
Yeah.
probably gets you in the door somewhere else. But you have until February 12th to apply for the job. We'll put a link to the article, which has more descriptions and the application on there in the show notes. But $500 to do what you're probably going to do anyway out there. People, tell your friends, get everyone you can, because maybe you get a commission off of it from your buddy. Hey, if you get the job, slip me another $20. I'll let you know about it.
Exactly, exactly. Not a bad gig. I might have to submit for it. We'll see. So coming up, we're going to talk about baby names, but first I want to get to a different story. We're talking about eating pizza. This is talking about eating icicles, eating snow. Robert, have you ever done that when you were a kid? You live up north where you obviously get a lot of snow and ice. Here in Texas, not so much. We did get 6 inches in the Austin area last week, and it was amazing. It was unlike anything I've ever experienced, my whole 38, almost 39 years here in Texas. It was beautiful. But, I remember as a kid when we would get the occasional ice storm or snow flurries come through, you would have these icicles hanging off of trees and hanging off of the roof. And as a kid, they were fascinating, and you would snap them off and go put them in your freezer and, maybe lick one. But this article is saying, please don't, whatever you do, you don't lick the snow, don't lick the icicles. They're full of germs and actually full of little bugs. Did you know that?
I didn't know that, but as a kid, I'm not going to lie, I was born in Buffalo, New York, probably one of the coldest places on earth, or as I used to describe it, hell's freezer. And we would go outside, and I was a kid. You'd go out there, you'd take a handful of snow, and you'd give it a taste a little bit, but I give it the attribution of I was building my immune system as a child. I'm inserting those bugs and those germs, which is probably why I haven't caught the COVID just yet, or the flu this year for that matter. But we would do that. You stay away from the yellow. Yeah, we get the joke.
Yep.
I have a brother, Nick, who, when we were younger, he had a habit of chewing ice, though. Straight from the fridge, he'd put it in his mouth, and he that was his thing. He would just put a glass of crushed ice, and he would chew the ice. So I remember that. I have taken an icicle from outside and used it as a popsicle, again, as a kid. So I probably have ingested more germs and bugs and all types of little things than I want to brag about, but to say that it's surprising, probably not.
And I'm thinking about this last snow in Texas, and a lot of people would make snow slushies. I guess that's the thing. You put like a flavoring and make a slushie.
A snow cone, yeah.
A snow cone out of it. And apparently snow can contain snow fleas. And they're saying,
didn't even know that was a thing.
Gives me the heebie-jeebies. So apparently they're not actually fleas, but they're not parasitic, but they do, they're just gross. They're little bugs. They don't bite, but they say they're great for lawns and gardens and help, decomposing organic material. But I don't think I really want to be eating any snow fleas. I had no idea these things existed.
I don't think most people listening to this or reading any of these articles would have known these things existed. These are gross. I am probably not going. Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say I'm not going to eat snow again. If we go out and I go sledding, it's probably going to happen. Not going to lie, but I will be able to say to the person who does it after me, "Hey, you know, you just ate a bunch of bugs."
You just ate a bunch of snow fleas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of
Ooh.
gross. Do you itch now? Does your stomach have a little scratchy sensation? Because that's what's going
It
on.
does. It does. Thankfully, I did not make any snow cones for my kids, but I did see online a lot of people did, and I think that's a thing, and it sounds fun and it sounds delicious, but now I know no snow fleas, no
No,
snow, no icicles. They say the water coming off the roof, you definitely don't want to eat
that
an
makes sense.
icicle off of your roof. It does make sense when you really think about it, and I don't know why I've never thought about it before, but it makes sense.
It's essentially like licking your roof. Think of it that way whenever you see the kids out.
Yeah.
Also, the Christmas story when the kid licks the ice cream, licks the pole, the icy pole.
Yes.
Right there, he just got a bunch of snow fleas.
Snow fleas and all sorts of problems. But oh, God, is that not like one of the best scenes in a movie ever?
Help me, help me. All right, we do want to thank our sponsor for this show, Anchor. It's the easiest way for us to bring you the podcast. They give us everything we need, it's all in one place, and most importantly, it's all free. Everything on our iPhones, on our iPads, on our computers, all the creation tools to edit, it's all included, and they distribute the show for us. Send it to Spotify, send it to Apple, send it to Google. So you can start your own podcast, get in on the game, download the Anchor app, or go to anchor.fm to get started. You gotta
Oh
love
my
it.
goodness.
All right,
Gotta love it.
third story of the week here. You have two kids. I don't know. Did you guys ever look at like the baby name books or online or whatever it was? How did you come up with the names? Were they family names, whatever it was?
No, but I will tell you, naming a human being for the rest of their life is one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. Because this is going to be their name unless they completely hate it and change it when they're a little bit older. But this is who they are. You're basically defining a human before they even get started.
Whenever this
So,
whenever this part comes to my life, I'm going to sit there and say and try and think of all the ways to make fun of a preborn child. And if there's a
oh,
minimal amount of ways, then that is going to be the name to pick.
exactly. You think about, okay, when they're in kindergarten, when they're 10, can anybody twist this around and make it silly? When they're 30 or 40 in the professional world, are they going to come across professional or are they going to come across, like a hipster? I mean, it's a lot of pressure that I never realized until we were in that moment in our lives to pick out great names for our children, and I think we did all right. I think we did all right, but it we live in a weird time, Robert. With the COVID, with the pandemic, with politics being just the mess that it is. I think a lot of people are really wanting to turn the attention to more positive things, and so apparently positive names are very popular right now.
Yes, positive baby names are trending because of the pandemic. So remember, I think we had a wager between my friends and I on how many babies were going to be born 9 months after the pandemic started because a lot of people didn't have anything to do. Well, now, whether that number is higher or lower, I think we're seeing because of recent studies that positive enforced positive vibes, as they want to say, those baby names are now all the rage. And so, for example, there's a website, Babynames.com, obviously, that says that searches are up 40% for names like Zora, which means dawn, like the dawn of a new age, and Alma, which means soul. So Babynames.com, which is the website that, of course, would have this particular information, says that names related also to gods and goddesses have become very popular too because they represent strength and power, like Adonis or Athena or Aphrodite. I don't know anybody named Aphrodite, but I have a feeling in about 18 years you'll see a bunch of them pop up. So
Exactly.
that is an interesting twist to what the pandemic has brought to us. And I will say, if I were to place a bet, it would not have been on that.
No, but let me tell you though, according to this New York Times article, it honestly depends on where you look at the root of the name. For instance, a lady was talking about naming her daughter Cameron. Well, the Scottish root of that name means crooked nose. You know, you don't really want to think about naming your little baby girl, you know, after a crooked nose. But in the United States and other places, apparently Cameron means a gift from God. And so she liked that and decided that would be the name she was going to go with. So it depends on the root of the name, and I guess which root of the name you're going to go with.
So this reminds me of, and I know you can't hear this clip, I'm going to play it, but give me about a second. This reminds me of the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, when the old man would say, favorites. Give me a word, any word, and I'll tell you that it comes from a Greek root word. I'm going to play the clip right now, Sarah, so give me 1 minute, I'll bring us back. But for the listeners, here's what that clip is.
Give me a word. Any word, and I show you how the root of that word is Greek. Okay? How about arachnophobia? Arachna, that comes from the Greek word for spider, and phobia, I mean fear. So fear of spider, there you go.
And there you go. Every word in that movie that they gave the old man, he made it up probably. And went back to the Greek root and said that's how it works. And I feel like a lot of people are going to start looking at names further along, kind of like that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Sarah in the Hebrew is princess, but you know, who knows elsewhere? You know, where the root of that comes from. So, and then, you know, that is just life. Everything's different in every other culture and every other place, and so you kind of just got to go with what you think is the best fit. But I will tell you, this is a tricky thing to name a kid. So, you know, good luck to those that are getting ready to do it. Maybe Babynames.com is a great, outlet for them because it is stressful.
Yeah, and again, if you're looking for some of those meanings behind some of the names, some of the top ones are hope, new beginnings, strength, and happiness. Those are the trending backgrounds of the names out there going into 2021 that you're, again, like Nate said, in 18 years, you're going to start to see these kids pop up and start applying for jobs as well. So don't be surprised if, like I said, Athena starts applying for that entry-level job right out of college or the internship. So.
Yeah, and they're saying, too, travel names are big. Like Cairo, Milan are on the rise as well. So, you know, we've all been longing to jump on a plane and go and experience. So maybe, you know, I can see names like that becoming popular in the next few years.
I could, if I were to pick a fake name, I like Cairo. My name could be Cairo. That sounds like a cool, badass name.
I would pick something like Texas.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
Oh, goodness.
All right.
Well, Robert, I can't wait till you have to go through this process. It will be fun to watch.
You are not alone in saying I can't wait until I go through this process. A bunch of people are waiting for me to get my comeuppance on it as well. But meanwhile, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of your trip, which is an hour and a half north of where you live. So enjoy the vacation at the parents' house. Everyone, thanks for joining us this week on a little shorter version of Anchors Away. Remember to share it. Follow us on the socials, and we will be back for another episode next week. Bye, Sarah.
Adios.